With the flick of her pen, she writes.
Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to our November story, where I will be reading from it's already published book, The Mist Vamp, from my Spirit Guides of Tessa Loch series. But I thought this would be with the energies that are out there for this month of November 2025. A perfect story to capture, or maybe just to run away with the fae. Fairy portals is a big theme this month as well. If you want to catch the overall themes for the month of November, that show is available over on my YouTube channel. But I feel like on the podcast, from what I can see in the analytics, people really seem to prefer the storytellings over here. So I'm going to just put these here for now and see what else we want to add later on. But you can listen to this anytime. This is timeless. I'm going to read the first chapter and maybe a few little excerpts from the book. This book is free to read wherever you can get ebooks, Apple Books, Google Books, Barnes and Nobles, Kobo, all of those. You can read all of my ebooks for free. And you might want to do a little read along this month with the Mist Vamp. It does carry key themes for the month ahead. And I believe it's a mini book, 10,000 words. So I don't know off the top of my head how many chapters that is or whatever. But what I thought I would do is start with getting myself together. We are in the middle of Mercury retrograde right now, and everything just seems to be taking that much longer. There's a whole, and it's 11:11 on the timer. There's like a whole hurry up and wait thing going on as one of the themes of this month. But the Mist Vamp, I'll just read the description. It says, in the first mini book in the Spirit Guides of Tessa Loch series, we meet the Mist Vamp. When this vamp guide arrives, get out your cloak. Enveloped in a sacred mist, you are transported on a journey to your heart's desire. The Mist Vamp comes with a flowing water and airy feel. You feel as if you're in a dream. Psychic awareness is heightened as you interact with this spirit story. You'll journey along with Jenna and Rutger, Dartmoor the Selkie, and Neil the Meshiba on a deep restoration of the heart and soul. Pack your duffel bag and get ready. When the Spirit Guides of Tessa Loch arrive, you will be transported as part of the story. Your outside world will reflect back to you aspects of this journey. Will you take the Mist Vamp's hand? Will you surrender to the journey? Love, light, and magic await inside these pages. All are welcome. So this was published in 2021. I'm looking at this now. And this is part of my Spirit Guides of Tessa Loch series. I don't want to go into the whole diatribe on that, but there's a whole bunch of spirit guides I amassed from a spirit guide auction. Spirit guide auctions in a private Facebook group quite a long time ago. And those friends go with me through all my daily journeys in life, depending on, what I need. The right little spirit guide shows up. They're all like energetically bound to little pendants and pieces of jewelry that I wear. And I've got many book series, but this one, the Spirit Guides of Tessa Loch, which is the sister series to my Bringers of the Light series, I think it just invokes more magic and fun into your day. And the way these stories are written, if you're new here, is they're always written with intent, like it says. Once you get into the story itself and you read the book, or you pick up the book and start reading, you'll be kind of in that sacred container of the story, and you'll notice aspects of it, or maybe things that need healing for you, or things that you need to pay attention to, or whatever. They just start coming up. And then when the Mist Vamp comes, it is like fairy portals. You are transported. You get to take some time away from the regular 3D world and go play in the 5D, whatever that means to you. That's what this book helps with. Okay, so let me I'm going to read the first chapter, and then I'll just pull some excerpts. So the dedication is to all the spirits of Tessa Loch. Thank you for the magic and most of all, the fun. Okay, so this is chapter 1, The Mist Vamp, Will You Follow? As she walked home from work, Jenna couldn't help but notice it. A deep fog had already drawn itself in and up around her. She was perplexed as everywhere else felt sunny and clear. Where was this strange mist coming from? It enclosed around her like a warm, cozy blanket. She heard footsteps around her, but it seemed as if no one saw her. She smiled and said good afternoon, but no one answered back. The mist drenched her skin, and her pulse quickened. Behind her left ear she felt a presence, but no one was there. The mist drew her out away from town and towards the Tor. She hesitated. She wasn't ready for a climb, but the mist drew her onward and upward. She climbed, and even when the wind whipped around her, the mist remained. She was breathless, not understanding why she was climbing, but feeling compelled to do so. The mist spoke to her on her skin. It slinked its way amongst the tendrils of hair on her forehead, and it silently urged her on. She felt compelled to follow it up the steps and towards the Tor. She needed to know. What had drawn this mist to her? Jenna still wasn't sure. She reached the top of the Tor and stood catching her breath. The wind whispered her name, yet she still saw no one. The mist touched her skin, and it felt like magical velvet, yet she still didn't understand what she was doing. She felt compelled to lay down on the soft grass, and as she did, the mist settled over her, and she drifted into a light sleep. No one could see her now. The mist around her would make sure of that. And in her dreams, Jenna traveled. Do I keep going? I was saying do one more. So chapter 2 is Tessa Loch. As Jenna dreamed, her form began to take shape in an astral realm far above her own world. She didn't know this place, and her astral body quivered at the feeling of it, the possibility that lie within the spaces here. She wanted to explore, to know more. She wanted her freedom, and so she stepped down into the space and waited. Suddenly, before her eyes, a new dawn formed. Light and shadow intertwined, and she saw the outline of a lake. Large and heavily shrouded in mist, the vamp transformed again. She waited as a barge of sorts with wispy boatsmen pulled along the shore. They beckoned her into the boat. She again felt ready to explore, but just as her foot set inside the barge, she trembled. What if she didn't like this space? She remembered that she was in control and set her foot firmly inside the barge, moving to take a seat. The oarsmen set off pushing against the shore and moving the barge swiftly along the waves coming up around the boat. Jenna shivered and willed herself a cape. The mist thickened, and the barge edged up against the skirts of fog and light rain. The bargemen looked at her knowingly, yet Jenna didn't understand. Not yet, anyway. She sat there wondering what was required of her. Then the vamp transformed around her, whispering in her left ear that it was her power, her light that was needed now. She felt the fog tap at her mind. A door opened and she peeked inside. The ancient ways gathered around her. She felt power coming from her hands as she lifted them. Ancient words and symbols flowed from her lips and through her hands, and in the saying and praying, the mists parted. The job done, the barge entered silently through the portal door, and Jenna wondered what the heck she had just done. The barge settled silently against the shore, and a hooded figure, staff in hand, waited for her to disembark. "What took you so long?" the older man's gruff voice asked of her. She didn't know how to answer, so she just bowed her head. "Well, let's get on with it, girl," the Merlin invoked. And as Jenna followed, she could feel the transformation start. So more going on here than meets the eye. So now let me just intuitively, which is what we did in the November energy hangout, we intuitively just, closed our eyes and ran our fingers along the pages until it stopped, and then more messages might come up for you, or more fun. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They want me to do 5 3 times. 5 3 times. 5 5 5. Oh, change and transformation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we landed on page 24. Rutger didn't know what to make of this scene, so lulled to sleep by the lyre and the wine, he closed his eyes and allowed it all to fade away. What is that? Let's go back a few pages. Rutger pulled the knapsack out and searched the grove for a soft space to make his bed for the night. He didn't think he would need to have overnight gear, but now here he was. He saw a bag under the larger tree. What the what, he thought to himself, taking a longer drink from the wine bottle. His head felt lazy and a little dizzy inside. I need to eat something, he thought, as he opened the bag being offered to him. A soft but warm shirt, thick hiking pants, a warm blanket, a fire starter, and a flashlight. I need all those things now. It's very cold there. He had that funny feeling again. But he pushed it aside, chugging another drink of the wine. Uh-oh. He started a fire and placed the blanket down on some pine needles. He opened the knapsack and took the granola bar and dried fruit, wolfing them down in a newfound hunger. Oh, shape-shifting. He finished off the wine and decided to lay down. The girly magazine called to him from the knapsack. What the heck, he thought, pulling it out into the glow of the flashlight? Vintage Penthouse, as the girl on the cover leered back at him. She looked like his old girlfriend, Jenna. That had been a huge mistake. He tossed the magazine aside. Sex with Jenna had been mediocre at most. The wine tickled his senses, and he saw a light coming from under the trees. He heard music and laughter. Rutger closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Opening them again, he was awash in a scene now happening around the campfire. All manner of mysterious-looking people were around the fire. An old man was playing a lyre. Is it lyre, lyre, lyre? A young girl was brushing her long hair as another braided her golden tresses, and 3 large loons were making music, screeching against the dark night sky. Rutger didn't know what to make of this scene, so he closed his eyes and allowed it all to fade away. Okay, let's do one more. So this book apparently has 67 pages. So let's go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they're saying now. Now. Page 31. I'm going to call them as soon as we finish our chat, Jenna said, hoping her mother wouldn't be long-winded. Well, that's just fine, Marjorie said, breathing a sigh of relief. There's one other thing you should know, she said with a sly smile. I bought another ticket, unless you want to take someone special along. Oh, this came up in our hangout. Mom, Jenna, what do you mean? Why would you do that? Jenna said, her mind quickly flashing to Rutger. I don't know anyone that I could take along. You should use that ticket for yourself, Jenna said, twirling her strawberry blonde hair in her fingers. I'm sure you'll figure it out, Marjorie said again, feeling pretty good about her decision. She knew more about relationships than she was letting on, and one thing she knew was love. She had, after all, been married to the love of her life for the past 40 years. Lucky her. Promise me you'll consider asking him, Marjorie said, wishing that Jenna would. Marjorie felt that Rutger was the son she never had, and she blushed at her matchmaking. I don't know, Mom, Jenna said, feeling butterflies in her stomach. Should she call him? Oh, so good. So good. So I won't spoil what happens because I think a big theme this month is relationship healing. We're going to be doing some relationship healing, like energy healing on the channel. And we'll see where we upload it. I'm just having trouble uploading here unless I'm doing audio only. So I don't know. I guess that's just technical difficulties I need to figure out. But anyway, if you're interested, you can find us. You can find our YouTube channel. Or you can just stay here on the podcast and see what happens over here. There's something for everyone everywhere. So you can hang out with me in the astral realms. But regardless, we do have some fun stuff coming up later this month. I hope that you will stick it out along with us. It's going to be an interesting ride. And we will see you all again very, very soon. Somewhere in the astrals. A TLC for the soul. Take care.